Why don't you help us build a union to where the fighters can stand strong and go against their promoter or whatever? Why don't you actually help give us a world boxing a council, something that look over the entire. I know they got the WBC, but you know what I mean. Something to oversee like the NFL and the NBA and all that. Give us something like that. You can have a headquarters in America, and you can have a headquarters over there, and they can all work together to bring boxing back together, yo, the right way. You do stuff like that, then you get my attention. You do stuff like that, then I get behind you. I get behind you, Turkey, for real. Because that's what boxing really needs. Because again, when you gone, Turkey, if you decide to go, we're gonna be back to square one. You made some great fights, but boxing ain't changed a thing. You ain't changed shit.
And that's where he just fucked up at. In case you don't know, this is Timothy Bradley. He's talking about Turki Alalshikh and what he's doing or what he is not doing for boxing. And I seen this and I just couldn't resist. I had to take the opportunity to chime in on it because I'm somewhat appalled, shocked, and offended. But I'm going to tell you why. Basically, everything that Tim just said, he just destroyed it at the end. I'm sick of people treating Turki Alalshikh like he's the man that has to do and fix everything. And then when he does do stuff, when he does improve boxing, you guys act like you don't recognize it or still act like it's hurting some aspect of boxing. Now, let me get you to the point that doesn't make no sense. Now, follow me, because once again, like always, we are going to use common sense and deductive reasoning. Number one, Turki Alalshikh, I'm not expecting him to fix everything in boxing. I'm not putting every problem that's in boxing on one man's shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I like what he's doing thus far. And speaking of, let's talk about what he's doing thus far. How in one sentence can Timothy Bradley say, you know, you have done nothing for boxing? You know what I'm saying? If you do this, if you do that, then I'll get behind you. But follow me. He says that he does nothing for boxing. Yet, in the sentence right before that, follow, he just said, if you quit, then we go back to square one. Does anybody get that? You just got done saying that he hasn't done shit. Then you turn around and said that when he leaves, we're going back to square one. In order to go back to square one, we would have to left from square one. You follow me? So you can't say he hasn't done anything and then say when he stops, we're going to go back. So what you're saying is that there was progress, that we went forward. See, you can't say he hasn't done shit and then at the same time to say if he quits, we going back to square one. That means he moved the needle. That means he has done something for you to recognize that we have some place to go back to. That means we went somewhere.
So my viewpoint is different than y'all viewpoint.
I'm going to tell you what the real problem is. Okay? Because if he ain't done nothing for boxing, he the reason why we getting all these fights that we getting right now. If we left it up to y'all, we wouldn't have it. Okay? If we left it up to you guys, we would not have it at all. But this is the thing. See, we finally got into a position where the fans are starting to win.
Y'all getting the fights that y'all want, which is great. It's fantastic. But that's not going to solve all the issues that boxing has.
Peep what I'm saying. The fans are starting to win. We had to put up with all y'all business deals. We had to put up with y'all purses. We had to put up with y'all across the street. We had to put up with y'all go get a COVID test if you want to fight me. We had to put up with all that. And all we ever wanted to see is fights. The money that you put in your bank account, the check that they write you at the end of the fight, We have nothing to do with that, and we don't benefit off that. Our only interest is the fight. Let me tell you what you guys been doing. You guys have been allowed to take this soft ass route in boxing and still get fucking paid. Don't tell me it's not true. Don't tell me it's not true. Because when you look at people like Gervonta Tank Davis, who hasn't done nothing in boxing, but yet somehow is part of the three-headed dragon or the two-headed dragon of the face of boxing, how is that possible? He hasn't done anything truly significant, but yet he rose to the top of the sport and got paid well. Canelo has consistently not gave the fans what the fuck they wanted, but he's been getting paid well. The only people that's been suffering in this situation has truly been the fans. Now that it seems like we have somebody on our side who's making sure as a fan, because Turki Alalshikh is a fan, that the fans are getting the opportunities to see the fight that we been should have seen. Now you want to sit up here and talk about a union? And talk about how you need this and that for him to get behind you? No. Y'all got what y'all want out of boxing. Maybe not technically your era, Tim, but y'all got what the fuck y'all want out of boxing. Y'all got all the money and gave us all the shitty fights in the world to the point you damn near can't put on a pay-per-view because we not falling for it no more. You guys and the promoters got everything you wanted. The only people who was getting fucked around was the fans. Now we got an inside guy. Now we got a guy who look at things from the perspective that we do, and we get in the fights. And now you want to talk about a union for boxers? Respectfully, I like the fight game, and and I like the boxers. But fuck y'all, because it's been fuck us this entire time. It's been fuck us this entire time. Feed them whatever. Y'all know the fights that we want. The more boxing fans want to fight, the more y'all don't want to give it to us. Turki is the opposite. And you not behind that until he create a union for boxers and shit like that. Let me tell y'all, if Turki wasn't here, what the fuck would y'all do? Would boxing be better or worse? It'd be worse. So he came in here and make a situation better, and there's still complaints. He still hasn't done enough. He's still not doing enough. If he is putting on fights, you mad that he's putting on fights here, or he's putting on fights there, or Americans can't attend the boxing matches. You guys wasn't going anyway. Y'all wasn't going anyway. That shit be filled up with fucking Mexicans. You guys wasn't going any fucking way. If I want to hear anybody complain about not attending a fight, it better come from the Latin community, because they go faithfully. Other than that, I don't want to hear nobody else. But now we're winning. Now we're getting the fights we want. Now money is no longer an issue. Remember the biggest holdup in boxing? Before Turki came along, what was the biggest holdup in boxing? Money.
We need one governing body looking over the entire sport.
Now that we took that off the board, people still trying to find something to complain about? No, fuck y'all. Y'all got what y'all wanted this whole fucking time. It's time for us to get what the fuck we want, because we still pay y'all the fucking money. Look what Gervonta Davis finna do with his fans. Tank Davis versus Roach. Who the fuck is asking for that? Nobody. But he gonna get paid great, ain't he? But the fans still don't get what the fuck they want. So how in one instance you could complain about Gervonta Tank Davis not giving fighters, not giving fans the fights that they want, and at the same time complain about Turki Alalshikh and say he ain't done enough and you'll get behind him if he do A, B, and C, but you complaining about Tank and not fighting. But Turki Alalshikh is making room and eliminating excuses for people like Tank so we can get those fights. At the eye of the time, man, Tim makes no fucking sense, man. I like Tim a lot, but he be on some funny shit. I don't know what his fucking issue is. Fuck y'all. Fuck the boxers. I hate to say it, but fuck y'all, because y'all been getting everything that y'all wanted. We haven't. Y'all be getting these paydays for fighting nobodies. Y'all be getting elevated for fighting nobodies. Y'all be getting on a pound for pound for fighting nobodies. No, it's our turn. And now that we winning, now you need him to do this and you need him to do a union. Did you ask Bob? Did you ask Al? Did you ask fucking Oscar De La Hoya or something like that? If he wasn't along, if he hasn't come along, who could you make that claim to or request to that you want? Nobody. The fact that he even exists is the reason why you could even make a request like that, because you know he has the ability to do so. But if he wasn't here, who could you voice that complaint to? Nobody. It don't make no sense. The man is doing more than enough. I'm glad he came the fuck along. Thank God. Thank the boxing gods. And you're not getting behind him because you think he ain't did enough for fucking fighters and shit. No, this is about the fucking fans. And he's been saying that from day one. I am a fan. Looks like we getting Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. If Turkey was around, would we? No. He done gave us Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. If he was around, would we have got that? 9 times out of 10? No. So we fortunate to even get the shit that we have gotten because of his fucking presence. Yeah, you put on good fights, but you still ain't done shit. But if you leave, we going back to square one. All right, but he ain't done shit. So how can we go back to square one? I'm so tired of people on Turki Alalshikh's ass. And he's one of the only people that I feel is on my fucking side. I don't feel like the promoters are on my side. I don't even feel like the boxers are on my side. I just want the boxers to do what boxers are supposed to do. Get in there and fight. That's it. But now that we seem like we got a guy that's for us, you don't want to get behind him and you talk about a union? Something for y'all? No, fuck all that. Fuck all that. Fuck that union shit. And what do you mean get boxing back on track like it used to be? Boxing was never on track, Tim. Boxing has never been what you described. It has not. What do you mean get it back on track? Tell me, when was it on track? Tell me what year. Boxing ain't been on no fucking track. You asking him to do something that has never existed in boxing. Doesn't make no sense. You claim this, you claim Tank don't fight nobody. You complain about that. Then you say, well, Turk, yeah, well, you put on good fights, but, you know, you ain't doing no union stuff or no stuff like that. This, that. Make your mind up. We can't have it all. America is the one that fucked this sport up. UK is the one that kept it alive. And the Middle East is help bringing it back. What the fuck is the problem? What is America doing besides fucking hating? I don't know, man. I just don't understand that at the end of the day. That's an oxymoron statement, man. If he leaves and we go back to square one, but at the same time, he hasn't done nothing for boxing, that's just an oxymoron statement. It don't make no sense. Like, comment, subscribe, I'm out.